Well, good morning and welcome into the Real Monica Adams Show. I am coming to you from my outside, and I highly encourage you to do the same. All right, we're going to feel a little different today, having some camera issues with a brand new computer. Imagine that. That's so frustrating. I hope you all can hear me okay. I may have to do a shortened show because we've got a really busy day today and something very important coming up in the next hour that I've got to make sure that we're ready for. I'm hoping you're not getting any feedback here. Let me take this down a bit. So, good morning. I didn't want you to do a little Ask the Trainer today. We can do that. But again, sorry for the look of it all. It looks a little crazy, but at least we're able to come to you this morning, which is a good thing, I guess. I'm hoping that you all can hear me okay. Let me know if you can't. I'll also ask let's see, I'm going to ask Gabriel to text me on my personal phone if we do have any issues. He's at home for you, by the way. He is taking care of your moderating. All right. Don't have a team here when I'm at my house. Gabriel says, how's your day going? Hopefully, Gabriel, let me know if everything sounds okay. Looks a little different, but hey, what the heck? At least we're here and we can be here for each other. Again, inspiration, hope, light, all those good things that we talk about on all of the platforms. Bear with me because I have an entire show set up and I'm going to have to switch some things around as I'm doing it quickly because I do not have my team here with me, which is hard, thinking that's going to have to change here in the near future. So let me move some things around. I do want to let you know about the weather as far as what you can expect for the day. And again, let me know if at any point you can't hear me. So here's what's on tap for today. We're going to have sunshine like crazy, 92 degrees, down to 68 tonight. The Cards are in action, by the way, at Busch Stadium today. Tomorrow, 95. Unfortunately, it is getting hotter, and everyone's been asking me, when is it going to feel a little bit better? And I was like, well, you're going to have to wait until fall officially starts next week. So 87. All right. He says to mute my laptop, which I already did. And unfortunately, what you're hearing anyway, I can't do, I just got to focus on the show. 95 tomorrow. Friday is going to be 87. Saturday, 86. Sunday is 85. And then you get into next week and we're going to stay in the 80s as we officially kick off fall on Monday. All right. You got to love that. By Monday, it is officially going to be fall. And again, I just muted my laptop, but I'm hoping that you can still hear me on my other phone. I'm thinking no. All right, everybody. Again, bear with me here. It's a little frustrating, and this is what I get frustrated for. All right, Stephanie says, yes, I can hear you. I'm going to move my mic away from the laptop. This is so silly. You can feel, you said it cleared up. Okay, but here's the thing. My brain's trying to think because I had everything ready for to go for you this morning. My brain's trying to think that if I turn the microphone off on the computer, I want to ask if you can still hear me. Okay, let me do something. I'm going to mute this. Can you still hear me now? Can you still hear me now? Because to me, if I do what I just did, that you can't hear me. But let me know if you can. Gosh, it's so frustrating not having anybody hear me. I got to tell you, keeping my brain stress free right now is what life deals you in life, and then you have to try to work through it. Sounds good. We can hear you. Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. Let me try to do this for you since I'm using here's what's going on, by the way. So brand new laptop that I got, and the camera for some reason is not working. I need my team very quickly to figure out why. Maybe get a hold of the Mac HQ place or whatever. It's saying that the camera maybe is not plugged in. I have no idea. It's so ridiculous. But I want to drop in some videos that we took yesterday from Crunch Fitness. We're going to do a little workout Wednesday. Okay, thank you very much. LinkedIn user, I love it. Thank you for thank you for tuning in. So I bought a brand new Mac HQ from Mac, a new Mac from Mac HQ, and I guess we haven't used the camera. I guess I bought it. Yeah, I guess I got it last Friday. Anyway, the camera is not working, so I'm actually coming to you off of my phone using this entire system, which is just mind-blowing to me. I know it doesn't make sense to a lot of you. I just wish somebody was here to show you this whole thing of what we're using. It's silly. So what I'm trying to do is give you the entire show that I loaded up for you through using my cell phone. Nuts. All right, let me change some things around because again, I've got my other, let's do this. I want to give you some news that we had from overnight. And again, I'm hoping you can hear all of this. A St. Louis City police officer was killed in a car accident on the way to work, and this is a true hero. In fact, yesterday, Mitchell McCoy posted on X, "We lost a true public servant. Officer Malik Baker killed in a car crash while driving into work. Illinois State Police are investigating, making sure that there were no criminal issues in this," right? So the city and the Illinois law enforcement honored him at a hospital in O'Fallon. District 4 officer killed in a crash on I-55 in Illinois. He had worked for the city for nearly 4 years. It happened about 4:30 yesterday afternoon. So in case you drive in that area and you were wondering what the accident was, Baker was driving southwest in his Toyota behind a Ford with a trailer. When he struck the back of the trailer, he was pronounced dead on the scene. The other driver, a 57-year-old from Forsyth, Missouri, was taken to the hospital with injuries. Again, as I said, Illinois State Police is investigating the crash. But let's, again, with a moment of silence, thank him for his service. That's just horrible. And again, anytime that they are killed in the line of duty, but sometimes it's when they're heading to work to be our hero. And unfortunately, that happened. So that's one story here locally as well. We've been talking about the city of St. Louis. And while I do that story about the city, it has a national connection to it as well. I mentioned this briefly yesterday. President Trump is doubling down on the need to save St. Louis. He is sending in the National Guard. And again, I briefly touched on this yesterday. We're also seeing this in Chicago. We're seeing it in Atlanta. Well, on Friday, President Trump said he is considering deploying National Guard troops here. He said the CEO of Union Pacific Railroad asked him to add St. Louis to his list of places to combat crime. And President Trump said, "Where would you go next?" He said St. Louis is in big trouble. He signed an order to deploy the National Guard to Memphis, but said Chicago and St. Louis could be next. And many of the reporters were asking, is St. Louis coming after Chicago? He said it would probably be near there. And the comment was, we have to save St. Louis. Again, the mayor said she stands behind the city and violent crime is down, saying that St. Louis is a safe place to be. So I'm going to throw that question out to all of you. Have you been down into the city? Do you feel that it is, in fact, a safe place to go? Or, in your mind, do you feel it's gotten worse and worse over the years? Do you trust the new administration that you're hearing that crime is down? It is yesterday when I had a story that they were saying that it was up 3%. And that murder was down 100%. So it doesn't stop me, but as my husband has always said, you have to be aware of your surroundings. You got to have your head on a swivel and just be smart. So it doesn't stop me. He probably would love for me to say that we're not going into the city as an officer. He is on the other side saying, no, I disagree, Monica, that it's not a safe place. But you have people living in the city, you have people wanting to open businesses in the city. I throw that out to you. What are your thoughts? Do you stop going until you feel safe again? I mean, again, it feels like we're stuck at home, not getting out and supporting our city, supporting our town. Let me know. Let me know your thoughts on that. All right, another story. The union representing Boeing workers has announced a vote on a union proposed strike settlement offer. Now, let me talk a little bit more about this because they are expecting on Friday to turn this over to Boeing. But what they're doing is going to the 3,200 striking workers first and giving this proposal of a 401k match, a $10,000 ratification bonus. Again, this is not coming from Boeing, it's coming from the union suggesting here is what we come back to for Boeing. All terms of Boeing's offer would be included in the settlement that they want them to vote on. A 1.8% wage increase in year one, and then years 2, 3, and 4, a 4% increase. Boeing came back and said it's a publicity stunt. And the union responded to that saying Boeing has consistently said they need assurances on what the members will accept. That's exactly what our pre-ratification strike settlement vote will help determine. So again, what they're doing at this point is stepping forward, going to their union members and saying, here is what we propose. Do you accept this? And then let's take it to Boeing. Again, kind of unconventional that they're doing this, but they're trying to get it to come to a close because so far Boeing has hired not temporary but long-term employees that could take the place of some of these people. Could they lose their job? I mean, I know that's why you have a union to back you up, but a little scary for some people. All right, this is the exciting story of the day. Searchers discover a ghost ship that sank in Lake Michigan almost 140 years ago. The Wisconsin Historical Society and the Wisconsin Underwater Archaeology Association said that a team led by researchers found the wreck of the F.J. King. According to the announcement, the team found the ship off Bailey's Harbor, a town of about 280 people on Wisconsin's Door Peninsula, an outcropping of land jutting into Lake Michigan that gives the state its distinctive mitten thumb shape. Now, the F.J. King was a 144-foot, three-masted cargo schooner built in 1867 in Toledo, Ohio, to transport grain and iron ore. According to the Historical Society, the ship ran into a gale off the Door Peninsula back in 1886 while moving iron ore from Michigan to Chicago. Can you believe that? We're talking about 1867. This is just fascinating to me. And I know some of you absolutely love these type of stories. So I wanted to pass that one along to you. I thought, again, I think that's just really unique. Again, it's one of those unique stories, and we used to always talk about, stories that were talkers that you would go to work and it'd be like water cooler stories, things like that. That's one of those. Like, hey, did you hear about this cool ship that they found again in Michigan? Also, this is something for all of you. We're going to do Wet Your Whistle, God willing, that everything cooperates. We're going to do Wet Your Whistle later this afternoon at 4 o'clock. Myself and Michelle, she came back from France, and she said, hey, let's make something that, is French inspired. So we're going to do a French martini and talk about life later this afternoon. It might only be on Facebook. I think it may. So that's why I always tell you to make sure that you're subscribing and sharing and liking and following from our biggest platform, which is Facebook. Some Kirkland signature wine bottles could shatter with absolutely no warning. This is a warning for you from Costco. The wholesaler is recalling its Kirkland signature Prosecco because unopened bottles could shatter even when they're not being handled. Yeah, the item number is 1879870. 1879870. Sold between April and August 26th of this year in Iowa, in Illinois, in Missouri, and then several other states. But it's definitely right here in our area. So Costco's advising you not to open or return any unused bottles. Instead, they recommend members wrap the bottle in paper towels and place it in a plastic bag before you throw it away. If you want a full refund, you can, return the recall letter they received to a Costco store. So members can receive a full refund by returning the recall letter they received to a Costco store. Again, a dozen states, including right here in Illinois and in Missouri. Isn't that crazy? You're like, what the heck just exploded? Oh, it's that bottle in the other room. All right, it is 7:18 already. We started off telling you about the craziness that was happening, and I don't know. It's still crazy to me just to see the look of this. In sports, I told you the Cards are in action. Again, another hot day. The Reds and the Cardinals. It's an afternoon game, by the way, 12:15. And then the Brewers in town playing the Cardinals on Friday. That game will be at 7:15. And I'm going to ask all of you, because I've seen such low attendance, are you going to Cardinal games? Or have you decided, like many other fans, I give up until next year, until they do some restructuring? Is that how you feel? I get it. I mean, they were down to what, 7,000 in a stadium of 44,000? It's really hard to see when this is such a baseball town. All right, in the National Day of calendar, it's National Professional House Cleaners Day, National Monte Cristo Day, National Apple Dumpling Day, and Constitution Day and Citizenship Day. So now you are all up to date in news you can use, what's going on in our world nationally as well as locally. So we'll follow, by the way, the Boeing issue that they're going to be proposing again on Friday. We'll see what happens with that. All right, folks, I'm going to take a quick break. Yesterday, I had so much fun spending the day with my beautiful sister-in-law, and she and I had a chance to go to Crunch and put together a workout for you today on this workout and this Wellness Wednesday. If you want to know how to lift the glute muscles, right? You think they're sagging and you're frustrated with how your butt's looking. You can't see it, right? But everybody else say, hey, how's it looking back there? If you want to lift it up, that is what we're going to do for you. So don't go anywhere.
Hi. I was just on the Real Monica Adams show, and it was really a good experience for me. When I walked in, the building is just peaceful. The environment is beautiful here. Monica really made me feel welcome.
The Monica Adams show allows people to be themselves. It's really important to share kindness, to be real, to offer stories and things that will give people hope and a reason to smile.
Rather than waking up aggravated, disappointed, and wondering, where's this earth going, choose to wake up with something that'll put your mind and your heart in the right direction. Start with Monica.
All right, we want to thank Crunch Fitness for being one of our many sponsors, and the list keeps growing and growing. If you'd like to be a part of it, shoot me an email, info@therealmonicaadams.com, and I'd love to bring you on board. So thank you to Legacy Physical Therapy. By the way, Dr. Brooke Kalisiak will be back with us next month, and she is specializing again in the pelvic floor muscles. Again, she's been doing that for 17 years, so she'll be back with us in October in one of our Wellness and Medical Monday segments. JG Optimal Wellness, thank you to Jenny Gabriel. She'll be back on with us this coming Monday, and she's been a really popular guest. A lot of you are already having her work with you on weight loss, again, hormone issues, menopause issues. Also, thanks to Spas and More, and I'm going to talk a little bit about them here in just a second. Grade Works LLC, remember excavating work that you need, as well as grading work, anything to remove from your property. Let him do all the heavy lifting, right? Mike Vernacci, thank you for sponsoring our weather segment on Monday and Friday. Crunch Fitness, we're going to talk about today, Just Pools, Slyman Brothers Appliances, Yuppie Puppy Pet Spa, Defiance Ridge, as well as Dot Fleshman Realty. We'll be featuring Dot and some real estate talk and Friendship Friday coming up in October. So if you're just tuning in, those are the people that are backing our show, and it just continues to grow. We also have some exciting news about some mobile Monicas that are coming up. And one of them that we booked, and a lot of you are saying, okay, I can come to this. It's a good time for me, etc. We'd love to see you. This is going to be on October 29th, 6 o'clock in the evening. It is going to be at the Wine Cafe, which, if you haven't been down to Main Street in St. Charles in a while, you need to go. That is where they are located, and it's the coolest place. Can't wait to introduce you to my friend Tiara, who is the owner. 703 South Main Street in St. Charles. It is Mobile Monica, October 29th, 6 o'clock. And the thing that she loves is she's been wanting to stay open a little bit later, so she's going to stay open later just for all of you. So some of you have been asking, do you need to make reservations? Tiara said no. They have enough space outdoors and indoors, and it's a really beautiful patio. And by then, I'm hoping that the weather should be really nice. If it's too cold, and that is a possibility, we might move you all on inside. But they have half-price bottles of wine on Wednesday, incredible food, etc. So I've been telling you a lot of people about them, and they're like, what? Wine Cafe? I've never heard of this place. Yes, it's going to be so much fun. So get ready for that. All right, you ready for a workout? All right, this is brought to you by Crunch Fitness. And once again, thank you so much to Crunch for being our very first national sponsor. We've been having so much fun. As we did yesterday, I had a chance to go in with my beautiful sister-in-law, and we're taking care of you. For all of you that want to know how to lift the glute muscles, I'm actually doing this with my clients right now. They've been doing a challenge. It's a 28-day challenge, and you start with 15 reps. and then you go to 42 by the time it's done. So we're already into, let's see, what did we do yesterday? 31. So we have 32. We've got 10 days left. And I told everybody, take pictures, because again, you don't see your progress unless you're taking pictures of yourself, and you can actually see the changes that are made, unless you've got a spouse or a best friend or whatever and say, hey, how's my derriere looking, right? Because people don't regularly look in the mirror. So we're taking care of your glutes.
Here we are at Crunch, and you're loving it, aren't you?
Oh my God, it's amazing.
It's a great gym. So today we're going to lift our butts. You ready?
Hallelujah.
We are on a butt lift challenge with my clients, and I was like, hey, will you do that? Really, I'm using it as a warm-up. Then we're going to kick some butt, literally, on our legs. Let's do it.
Let's go.
All right, that's my sister-in-law, Tina. By the way, you're going to see Tina with me in this Friday, the Foodie Fridays that we do. She's an incredible cook, and we're getting ready for Oktoberfest. So we are going to be in the Slyman Brothers kitchen on Friday, and we will be making schnitzel. Yes, have you ever had it? Schnitzel. We're going to make some blaukraut, which is red cabbage, and we're going to make some potatoes. Cannot wait for you to all. I wish it was scratch and sniff television, because it really smelled amazing in the kitchen yesterday. So that's going to be Friday. So we already ate, we fueled ourselves, and then we went to do a little workout. So if you want to write these down, and then you can also do a little Ask the Trainer, because that's what this is about today. We are going to give you 5 exercises. So either save this show, share it with others, or I highly recommend that you, again, put it in your notes, on your laptop, on your tablet, write it down. You're going to want to do this. And if you want to do the challenge, you do 28 days. You start on day 1 with 15 reps of these 5 exercises. And then by the time you get to the 28th day, you're doing 42 reps. And it should take you about 15 minutes by the time you wrap up the challenge. The very first day, and for the first probably 5 to 7 days, I told them don't rush through it, but get a gauge on about how much time it took you. Again, it's probably only about 5, 6, 7 minutes in the beginning, which feels like a really good warm-up. When Tina and I did this yesterday, yeah, it took us about, I'd say 12, 14 minutes. No, I'd say 11 minutes. So we're building up to, by the time we are done in 10 days, it should be about 15 minutes. So for those of you that feel like I only have 15 minutes to work out, this is a great 15-minute workout by the time you hit the 28th day of the challenge. So here's your, I'm going to give them to you first, and then I'll break it down for you as you watch these videos. Your first exercise is a simple squat. And here's what I love about this grouping. You don't need any weights whatsoever. It is just your body weight resistance. Now, for those of you that want to add weights on, again, there's no right or wrong way to do the challenge except for form. But as far as you adding bands, or you adding dumbbells or barbells or whatever else, you absolutely can do that. But I wanted to take, kind of like my days at Channel 5 when I did Monica's Motivational Moments, I was showing you how to work out with literally no weights, and just being able to have, what you had at your house. So if that's the case, that's what this challenge can do for you. And again, lifting that butt up. So squats. So on day 1, you're starting with 15. You get this. On day 28, you're doing 42 of those squats, because you add a rep every single day over the 28 days. Proper form is very important on this as well. Okay, so here you go. I did it up against one of the tires, and the reason we did that is for depth. So Tina was teasing me because she was talking about how she's shorter. She's probably, what is she, 5'2", 5'3"? So her getting down to that tire didn't take as long as obviously me. I'm 5'8". So you might not be able to go all the way deep like that. That's okay. Remember, stay in your own lane. You do you, focus on yourself. But I had her put her arms up in the beginning just to keep the chest up, the shoulders up. At that point, I was setting my watch just to see, again, what my heart rate does at the end. I think that's important. Before you start any type of a workout program, make sure you are checking with your physician. If you're coming back from an injury, surgery, trauma, with a physical therapist, maybe you need to, check in. Just make sure that if you've got anything that's holding you back medically, that you do check with your doctors on that. All right, so simple, right? Some people might say, no, not so simple. Okay, so if you have a knee injury, maybe here's your modification. Maybe you hold on to something, so you're dropping back into those glutes even more. Or maybe you have TRX bands, or you have some type of a band that you can put over an apparatus, and then you hold back on it so you get back. So in order to get into the glutes, it's important for you to sit back on your heels instead of being forward on the ball of your foot or being up onto the toes. You want to be back more. Again, that is how you're going to get into the glute muscles. Now, the thing I love about this challenge is that it truly does hit different areas of the glutes and the hips. So as I'm going along with this, I'm opening this up to you to ask any questions that you want. Let me know on all of that. Let me go back to some comments before we move on. Good morning to all of you. Yes, thank you so much. Gabriel said to the city officer that was killed as he was driving to work, may he rest in peace. I've got somebody on LinkedIn there. It just says LinkedIn user, so I don't know your name, saying, hi, Gabriel. Monica has said wonderful things about you. My day's going great. Hope yours is excellent, my friend. Who are you, by the way? It just says LinkedIn user on my computer, which is just crazy. Good morning to Sean, Kathleen. Good morning in Phoenix, Arizona. Yeah, I always love for you all to tell me where you're watching from. Good morning, Stephanie. Let's see. Kathleen, the LinkedIn user. I don't know who that is. Let me know who that is. Good morning. I'm Gabriel moderating for you. How's your day going? Yes. Good morning, Julie Gray. Unfortunately, we no longer go to the city due to crime and feeling unsafe. All right, we're mixing things in with what we talked about earlier, along with this workout. Stephanie, nice story. I feel safe going downtown during the day. That's important. Yeah, always watch my surroundings. Let's see. Now we have to look out for exploding wines. Oh, that's funny. See, crime can happen anywhere. Very, very funny. When I came home from Minnesota, I was tired. I went to Schnucks in Columbia, Illinois, walked out with my groceries, stood by my car. A girl put her groceries in her car. She came over and asked if I needed help. Oh, I love the kindness that was being shown. She put my groceries in my car and my walker. That was so kind of her. Absolutely. Okay, so feel free to drop in any comments that you want throughout the show. Oh, Brock, hello to you. You're the best. I hope you're having a great one. Pinky, couldn't get on Facebook, Rose said. Oh, shoot. Rose having trouble. See, everybody's having issues this morning. Rose is having issues with her Facebook page. We're having issues with my camera. I'm hoping that we can wake up one of my team members, Zach, so he can try to fix this camera so that I don't have to continue to do things the way we're doing it. I'm telling you right now, folks, if you saw what I'm having to do to come to you today, it's crazy. It might look a little bit weird. I don't really like the pixelation in the way the cameras are. But as long as you can hear me, I'll watch this show later and it'll probably, of course, frustrate me because I put a lot of work into getting this ready for you today. And then, of course, the camera wouldn't work for me. So if you're keeping track, squats is the first exercise. The second exercise is step back lunges. Okay, I want you to, again, focus on the glutes. And I love how in sync we were on this. Good job. And so I was telling her, let's stay on the same leg. She didn't hear that in the beginning, so that's why I'm tapping on the left leg. So what we were doing is 31 repetitions yesterday, all on the left leg, and then we moved to the right. So you see, as we're going back, I'm pushing through that forward heel. Okay, and as I mentioned, you don't need any weights for this. So if you're just tuning in late, this is an exercise and an entire routine that requires zero weight. We're actually going a little faster pace. You can slow it down. As I mentioned, you can hang on to something in front of you. If you've got knee issues, then you can bypass this. And I've had some of my clients, instead of doing these step back lunges, I have them doing some balance work, just taking and pushing the foot forward and then going backwards, kind of seesawing their movement, just to work on glute control, balance, core control, again, structure, all the things that we can do. Again, if you're not working with a good trainer, I highly recommend you do so. If you're not getting to the results and the goals that you are wanting to reach out to somebody. Again, I do have some clients I can still take on. I do, if you don't know, I have been a personal trainer since 1999, and we can help you physically, mentally, spiritually. I have a life coaching client today at 10 a.m. that I'm meeting with. This is about our 7th or 8th time, and I've just seen remarkable changes in her. My clients that work out with me physically, I've seen remarkable changes: 100-pound weight loss, 50-pound weight loss, 30-pound weight loss, carving muscles. Again, whatever the goals may be, make sure you're working with someone that you can trust, that truly is listening to you. I mean, that's the number one thing. Is your trainer listening to what you want to reach for your goals, listening to your injuries, working hand in hand with a doctor that has your care in mind, or a nutritionist or a dietitian that is working on your food, because that really should be what happens, is that it's an entire team working together for you. So if you're just tuning in, we're going through showing you some exercises that you can do to lift the glutes. So squats, then those step back lunges, and then this is an old school move that I'm sure maybe your moms or your grandmas have talked to you about in the past, doing fire hydrants. Now, what we're going to show you though is two different versions of it. So one is going to be a typical fire hydrant where you're on your, hands and knees, and you're going to open up kind of like the clamshell. What you're going to notice is range of motion. And so when I look at the camera, I'm looking at Tina and looking at where her knee lands and where my knee lands. Again, mobility. This is really key. Mobility exercises are so important. I would tell all of you 20-year-olds, your 30-year-olds, start those when you're younger, because as you get older, if you're starting to do mobility exercises when you're 60, 70, it's going to be a little harder because your range of motion has closed up because you didn't incorporate mobility exercises. So if you see that you're doing this next exercise, the third exercise in the grouping of 5, and you're having a hard time getting that knee up, I would highly recommend you incorporate some mobility issues. So take a look at this. This is what we're talking about. The first 16 of these we're doing as typical fire hydrants. So do you see what I'm seeing here? Her foot is actually doing more of the lead. So I didn't get a chance to talk with her about this, but my knee's coming up much higher. I regularly incorporate mobility in my exercises. We change though from the typical fire hydrant to then straightening out our leg. Here you go. So putting it straight behind us, she almost kicks me in the face here. She's doing a great job there. So while we do mobility in range of motion, it's in what plane of that are we having a little bit more of an issue. So we can go into our glutes, we can go into our hip. So you have your choice. Again, this particular challenge is put together. You find some of these challenges online. Do you have to do exactly as they have it? No, you can mix it up as we did. So you can do all of them the first way that we did it, or you can straighten that leg out. Do you have any questions on any of these as you're tuning in? And again, if you're tuning in a little bit late, we have gone through 3 exercises already. I'm giving you 5 exercises for the glutes specific, for the hips specific. Again, for those of you that are wanting to do that lift, it's a 28-day challenge. And again, I'm making sure that you check with your doctor to make sure that this is all going to be okay. This next one might be a little bit harder. Now, she and I do stay on our hands the entire time. If you have weak forearms, weak wrist issues, I, by the way, recommend you do some farmer's carries to work on that grip and the strength in your forearms and your wrist. But if you do have issues, you can go down to your elbows. You can also do these on an elevated surface. So maybe you do them up against a countertop and you just push that leg back into a donkey kick. If you want a more advanced version, you get up into like a push-up plank or that push-up stance, and then you're pushing the heels backwards. That's what we're going to do here. And you do a little bit more of a forceful kick. I'm not asking you to hyperextend the knee, but I am asking you to forcefully think of pushing backwards, again, through that heel to work on the glute control. Let me show you what we're talking about here. So we do all on one side and then switch to the other side. If you have any questions about any of these, let me know if you want me to give you a modification. Today is an Ask the Trainer day. So all 31 on the right side, and then we transition to do all 31 on the left side. If you're just tuning in and you're like, well, why 31? Because they're doing a 28-day challenge. And on day 1, you start already at 15 repetitions. And then by day 28, you're up to 42 repetitions. So guess what, folks? That's just how this was put together by someone online. And we chose to go ahead and give this to our clients. You can change it up. And you can say, well, I'm going to do 28 days, but I'm going to start with only 1 rep. And let me remove the word only. I'm going to start with 1 rep on day 1. And by day 28, I'll be doing 28 reps. Great. Guess what? You're moving, which is different than a lot of people in this world. I don't know if you've heard the latest health news, but children are now more obese than they are healthy. Yes, our overweight population of children, now 51% of the world compared to 49% that are considered to be proper weight or healthy, which is so frustrating to me because in my entire career, it was always my focus and my goal to focus on our younger generation. Childhood obesity has always been a real problem. And now it is more than ever, which is just So absolutely frustrating. So get the kids to do this. Have the entire family, get the dogs to do it. And dogs do some great exercises, how they mimic and mirror you. So going down into downward dog, they can do those things. And you probably can teach them how to do a donkey kick if you're really good and they're really intelligent. So that was number 4. And again, any questions, let me know. This one, again, a lot of people can do on the ground, and you might want to put weights with it. There are machines that will eventually allow you to advance, but why don't you do the whole 28 days without any weights? Then you start saying, okay, I can do 42 repetitions of this. This is incredible what I've taught myself to do. Now I'm going to start adding some, now you have exercises to put into your repertoire of programs, but it also would allow you to continue on, maybe all the way up to 50 repetitions if you want, and maybe you start adding in some weights little at a time, and you get stronger and stronger. The key to a really good workout is that you change things up throughout the week. And maybe one day you do higher repetitions and you do lighter weight. Then you want to see, how strong can I be? Maybe you do a 1 rep max or 3 rep max, and you're doing stronger. But you can't always train the same way. The way the body will break down. It's not constantly the crazy heavy lifting, nor is it constantly high intensity interval training. It is a mixture of yoga. It's a mixture of Pilates, that deep core control. It's a mixture of strength training. It's a mixture of HIIT training, cardiovascular training, building up your endurance. All of that is important. Okay, this last one is in fact the bridge. So you're going to push up through those hip bones. The key is to keep the foot flat on the ground, push through the heels, and drive straight up. I've got my arms up in the air, engaging the core. Keep your neck down. I'm looking at, every once in a while when you see me kind of look up, I'm looking at my hips. Are they where I want them to be? I was also looking over at Tina, making sure she didn't need my assistance on anything. Again, being aware of what it's looking like. How are we doing? So you're welcome, Stephanie. These are tips for you that you can do. And again, since I'm not in front of you and privately training you, I don't know what you're up against, what your barriers are. I don't know if you have injuries. I don't know if you're coming back from a surgery or if you've got limitations. That is why you hire a trainer. So they have, there we go. And good job, right? Good job, Tina. I don't know what kind of limitations that you have, but you can modify and you can advance. So there you go. Going back through squats, step back lunges, the fire hydrants, going into a donkey kick, and then going into the bridge. So do those 5. As I mentioned, if you want to do them slower, really controlled, it might take you longer than 15 minutes by the time you get up to 42 reps. I don't want you to race through it and have bad form, but if you want to build up from an endurance standpoint, yes, you can pick up your speed on those, and maybe it only takes you 10 minutes to do all of those. But again, make sure that you're not compromising form. It really should be about a 15-minute workout by the time you are doing all 42 reps, which will be, for us, coming up in 10 days. So you're welcome, Stephanie. Everybody else, any questions on any of that? Let me know. And then for all of you, do you have a specific body part that you would like for us to film on a future wellness workout Wednesday or a fitness Friday? Because sometimes we include our food segments with our fitness segments. So I used to always ask you that on Channel 5. Okay, that was what we wanted to show you. Now, what would you like to see? This is your show, so I definitely want to make sure that you get what you're looking for. All right, we're going to talk a little bit about our mental health and our spiritual health and how it has been darkened a little bit this week. Tell me, what do you do? Because we are exactly 1 week from the day that the world turned dark and people started to be in a great divide. And you're seeing people on both sides of the aisle, which is silly. Why are we left and right? Why aren't we just, do you choose good or do you choose evil? That is the biggest thing that I'm talking about. But so many people have been talking about their faith now more than ever. So I definitely want to talk about your spiritual and your mental health and check in with you 1 week later. How are you doing? Are you feeling more hope? Are you feeling more positivity? Or are you scared? Tell me all of that when we return.
When you want to feel good, you work out at Crunch. You don't go here, because here feels bad. But here we help you feel good, feel strong, feel rejuvenated.
Join Crunch Fitness today.
Welcome to the mobile Monica version of the Real Monica Adams Show at my favorite restaurant. There's something about a coffee house that's just very warm and welcoming.
Gives you that sense of community.
What are you most proud of since you've opened it?
I cry easily. I'm thankful for everybody here.
You opened the door during the middle of the pandemic. You got the best Italian restaurant in the United States. Here in St. Louis, you put us on the map. Does it scare you? Do you go through fear?
It's terrifying.
So how do you get past the fear?
We find something to laugh about.
Just Pool is one of our many sponsors. They're located at 3987 West Outer Road South in Arnold, Missouri, and we thank them so much for being a part of the growing list of sponsors. As we've been talking about, it is still hot. So I hope you still have the pool open, or maybe you know a friend or a family member that does. Tell them to keep it open. You saw the forecast. It's still going to be in the mid-80s next week. So enjoy it. Enjoy extra summer, even though fall officially starts next week. It's still going to be beautiful, and because we've had such hot temperatures, it's going to keep that warm, the water warm, I would think. All right, maybe some of you even have heaters. Just Pools, they're located on the West Outer Road in Arnold, 636-464-7110. Remember that number if you're having trouble with your water, or you want to add some features, or you want to say, hey, you know, what chemicals do I need to close the pool down in the next week? And maybe you have one more week of it and you decide to close it down next weekend. That would be smart. I don't know if you know this, but they are also the authorized Pentair warranty specialty station. So when you need some work done on your Pentair equipment, remember them as well. Just Pools, thank you so much for being a part of our team. I mentioned I wanted to talk a little bit about them. And then also, for those of you that didn't know, we have Spas and More is also a big sponsor of ours. And we've been checking in with Angie Hess on her own transformation journey that she's been doing. And she is not stopping anytime soon. So I know she loves the exercises we showed you. Thank you, Angie and team. Spas and More, by the way, when you are in the market for a sauna, maybe do a little contrast therapy, maybe you want a cold plunge, or it is, again, the hot tubs, which is what I am trying to get Jim. Yes. Come on, husband. We had one when I had my old house, and I just think we have the perfect house for it now. Trying to get him to pull the trigger. You all, if you ever see him out, say, come on, Jim. Monica needs it. Again, it's not a luxury. It is something that is going to truly change you when we're talking about mental, spiritual, physical health. It is one of those things where you go out and you just relax. It helps on the mental side. It helps on the spiritual side. And then from the physical side, instead of going and, you know, spending all the money on massages, you've got it right there in your own backyard. Master Spas. They are the world's largest dealer of master spas, and you can see so many to choose from. They also have the swim spas as well. So remember them when you are in the market. Check them out also on social media, or go online to spasandmorestl.com. On social media, it's at Spas and More STL. If you have one, tell me how it's changed your life. And I want to thank you, by the way. I've heard from Angie that a lot of you have been going in and you've been inquiring for yourself. So that is key. All right. Stephanie says the bridge is a hard exercise to do. Okay. Again, you start where you can. Let me tell you right now, when we started on day one, there was a lot of lactic acid that was building up and I was sore. And here you are repeating this, but you're showing the resilience and the endurance that you have. So doing that, yeah, it was a little hard, but it'll get easier. You just have to put in the work. Linda, good morning. Jumped on late getting my walk in. Got pulled in with my Sirius XM music. All right, well, Linda, I'm sure you, like everybody else, can tell it looks a little different today. You haven't heard all the craziness that happened, but it definitely was. Let me go with that. By the way, it was challenging my stress level. It was challenging my mental health. We were 3 minutes from going on the air, and I was sending a text really quick, feverishly to Gabriel, trying to figure out why in the world is my camera not working. I even have a webcam set up. It's not recognizing it. So it's crazy how we came to you today, and it's still in my head thinking, I'm surprised you can hear me. I'm hoping you're not hearing me off of the cell phone audio. That's what I'm thinking is happening. But I'll go back and listen, and then it's something I'll talk to my team about, because I have the microphone set up, but I'm thinking that since I muted it, that it muted this microphone. For some reason, that's what's in my head right now. I think you're hearing me off of my cell phone audio, which is probably going to frustrate the heck out of me. So how do you deal with stress? How do you deal with the stressors of the way life has felt in the last week? Tell me that. That's why I didn't see you at 7. Well, not right at 7. I came on to you about 7:03, 7:04. Yes, I'm here for you as much as I ever can. It would have to be a lot of really crazy things happening that would have us not go on. Yeah, I mean, our hope is that we will be able to come on to you at 4 o'clock this afternoon the way I want to, but it might be that I come to you on my phone and we don't do this whole setup. Michelle and I are going to do Wet Your Whistle with a little French martini. So grab a mocktail or a cocktail, some lemonade, some iced tea. I don't care. Watch the show, because she and I are going to sit down and get real with you. We had 4,500 views on the show that we did 2 weeks ago with me and Jim. So tell me, what is it about me and Jim when we're together? What do we do for you? Because I would love to tell him that. I told him that more and more people love to see he and I together, and I absolutely adore that. But what is it? What is it about it when you see he and I together? Let me know that. So I ask you that question, but it's also, and let me pop over to make sure that I see all of you on all of the platforms and make sure that you're not asking anything. Okay. Feel free to chime in though, if you're, whether you're live or when you're watching this on replay. When you watch it on replay, and I'm not here to talk with you instantaneously, just ask me a question and I'll fill in for you, as I always go back and watch that. So from 1 week ago, when Charlie Kirk was shot, and we're all hearing that, and then all of a sudden the world lashed out, depending on what side they felt. And again, it's crazy they have to pick sides. Leela says chemistry. Okay, thank you. So you think the chemistry between Jim and I is what you enjoy watching. All right, I love that. Anybody else, you can weigh in on that one. The other question is, since it happened, and maybe there's even been division in your own family. There's been division with your friends. You've had to unfriend people. I have people that have lashed out, made some, kind of bullying, ignorant comments when I posted the picture of Charlie and his wife and his children. And I said, let's carry on his mission. One woman immediately said, I'm appalled, Monica. I can't believe you're a racist. And I was like, when did I become a racist? All I've ever asked for is kindness for all of us, no matter your creed, no matter your religion, no matter your skin color, no matter your ethnicity. I just want kindness. What I'm asking in the mission is the mission of faith, that I want you to speak up more for your love of God, your love of Jesus Christ, your love of a higher being, your love of your spirituality. Again, wherever you are right now, I'm just trying to take you to that higher level. And that is what I meant by that. But again, one woman, then a couple of guys. One guy said, I can't believe you're a racist. And then somebody jumped in right away. And David, I have to thank you. David jumped in and was, really frustrated with what that guy happened to say to me. And my thing is, don't give them power. That is all they want. The hate-filled people in this world that are the keyboard warriors that are behind their keyboard just typing in ignorant things, normally hidden by no picture, right? It's those people. They just want attention. I hope you all understand that. So if you've been getting the same thing in the last week, just use the block button. Just delete it. And if it's really hate-filled, report them, because we need to eradicate that all over social media. We always talk about this. Social media can be an incredible thing as it brings us together like this, but it also can weigh very heavy on your heart when you see the ignorance in someone, you see the hate in someone. And that's what a lot of people are saying. Oh my gosh, I think this has just opened up a door of more hate. No, it hasn't, unless you let it. Okay, that's a really profound thing that I can say to you. No, it hasn't. You cannot let evil win. It hasn't unless you say, I'm going to let it in. And I'm not, because as soon as I see those things, it is delete for me. It is block for me. And if it's someone that I've known for a while and that's how they feel, it doesn't matter. They're out. I have no space in my heart for them. I'm not looking for that. If they want to come back later and apologize and say, you know what, I was just in a dark place, I didn't really mean that. Hey, I know, words, right? They're just words. Actions speak much louder. So for those of you that have been struggling in the last week, I just want to know here in the last few minutes, what do you do to take care of you? That's what's key. What do you do to take care of your own health and well-being? It's important that you understand to take care of yourself. While everything around you feels like it's chaos and craziness, what do? Sometimes I talk about journaling. Write down your thoughts and maybe go back to them, a week later, a month later, and say, oh, here's what I was doing. Turn to the gym. That's my faith. I love when I'm frustrated to go and do a great workout. Get together with friends and family members that are like-minded, that want better for our world. Laugh together. I told you, Tina and I, my sister-in-law, cooking in the kitchen, having a great time laughing yesterday. So again, tell me, what do you do to take care of yourself? I've got about 21 of you on right now. Tell me what you do to take care of your mental health and your spiritual health. Stephanie said, I appreciate all you do for the show. You guys make me laugh. You're a fun couple. All right. Thank you. So that's me and Jim. All right. As I mentioned, 4 o'clock this afternoon, we will be doing a show, Wet Your Whistle, every other Wednesday. We're at Defiance Ridge Vineyards. That is one of our sponsors. And again, if you have a topic or a guest you would like to see on a future show, just let me know that. Shoot me an email here at info@therealmonicaadams.com. I had somebody reach out last night. They said that they have a book that they would like to talk about. So we do have an author sponsorship. If you have someone that would like to promote a book that they currently have, or maybe they want to bring it back up. My viewers love buying books, by the way. So topics or guests that you would like to see on the show. Mobile Monica's, we mentioned the Wine Cafe. If you didn't hear that earlier in the show, October 29th, put it on your calendar. I'll be putting it on ours on my website. October 29th, 6 p.m. at the Wine Cafe. We're going to have incredible food together. Again, you can have wine, you can have other cocktails, you can have a mocktail. Just come together, bringing the community together. That's what I'm all about. So Mobile Monica's, becoming a sponsor of the show, all of that, that's what my email would be for you. Okay, let's see. Julie said, step away from social media for a bit. Okay, so Julie had to step away in order to take care of her own mental health. Yes, a lot of people had to shut it down. And then it's kind of like what we tell you to do with your kids. Use it in smaller increments. And so maybe you say, I'm going to get on, but I'm not going to look at the negativity. Maybe you go specifically to your friends and family that you know are in good places. And then you see what's going on with their kids. You see what's going on with them. You check in. You look for more positivity. What you probably should do is follow more podcasts that are like this, follow and listen to more music that lifts you up, that you look for pages that are literally called something with the word positive in it. Linda said, I do not and never have listened to anything negative or one-sided. When I see it, I turn it off. They are all negative or negative Nellies, negative Normans, and I don't need them. Yes. So that's the thing, though. When it comes to watching news, you really do need to lean in on both sides of the aisle. Hear what both sides are talking about. Jim watches Newsmax, he watches Fox, and then he'll flip over and look at CNN, look at NBC, look at ABC. So you can hear what everyone's reporting. And then for you, you're going to decipher what is an agenda and what's real news. My sister and I bonded when I was home. We had a lot of fun and a lot of talks and a lot of laughs. To me, that's what it's all about. All right, we are going to wrap up with a devotional. Keep those comments coming in because some people need to know more about what do they do to take care of their mental and their spiritual health when all of this is going on. Let me inspire you a little bit.
But by the end of this, I want 100% raising your hands. I'm here to empower you because you all have intrinsic value. I don't care if someone has told you that you don't. Today, we are here to make you believe in yourself.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Bonacorsi, and I'm the president and founder of J Bloom. And I chose Monica Adams to be our keynote speaker because of the positivity that she illuminates whenever she speaks. She's an amazing influence and has so much impact on these women that they are going to leave changed.
It's a constant education. Never stop being the leader. If you are given the opportunity to be, and I hate the word boss, by the way, don't we like leader more? Have you all seen that image of a boss shouting behind their team and then the leader out in the trenches? And I know there's a lot of people that are thrown into your paths, and there are people who try to squash your dreams. It could be your partner, it could be your parents, your children, a boss that you've had, but you cannot, from this day forward, I'm going to ask you to not give them power any longer. So we think it, we write it, we hear it. Think right here. Make connections today. Then pave that way. You now have the awareness. So how do you pave that path?
Your message, like at the end, you be anything but before that, be kind.
Yep.
My husband's a pastor, and that every one of his sermons, that's always within it. That be kind.
Yep.
You have to be kind.
It is.
Oh, you're fine.
Look at this. So there's an employee out there who still thinks of you because you were kind to them. Never stop being that leader. By the way, I want to be remembered for this phrase when I'm no longer on this earth. The greatest rewards in life come from the most uncomfortable walk. God meant for me to talk to you. Oh, it's okay. You, honey, have a lot of value. And someone's told you that you don't. And I was meant to be in your life today. I've always said, I have chills. Do we all have chills? God, I say, if you can have me change one person's life, then I have done your job. I'm hoping it's all of you. But see, she's not okay for whatever reason. I don't know your story, but I'm going to tell you they're wrong. And all these women believe in you.
To hire Monica Adams for your next event, email info@therealmonicaadams.com.
Well, I hope that inspired you a little bit. It's always a true honor for me to speak to different organizations, to big corporations. It could be 10 people to 10,000. You can shoot us an email if you want me to come and speak. But yeah, that woman was one person of about 600 women in that room that I was thrilled to light up. But her in particular, why she was crying, don't know. But as I told her, whoever didn't believe in you, they're wrong. All right, so we end up with our devotion on this September 17th. You will not find my peace by engaging in excessive planning, attempting to control what will happen to you in the future. That's a commonly practiced form of unbelief. When your mind spins with multiple plans, peace may sometimes seem to be within your grasp, yet it always eludes you. Just when you think you've prepared for all possibilities, something unexpected pops up and throws things into confusion, like what happened with our camera this morning, right? I did not design the human mind to figure out the future. That's beyond your capability. I crafted your mind for continual communication with me. Bring me all your needs, your hopes, your fears. Commit everything into my care. Turn from the path of planning to the path of peace. And for those of you that always ask about the devotionals, again, we want to thank one of our viewers, Marilyn, for giving me this one. It's Jesus Calling from Sarah Young. Jesus Listens. We have that book as well. We read from the 100 Days to Freedom books by Stephen Arterburn when I'm on set. Well, I'm so glad we were able to work this out with all the crazy, chaotic aspect of whatever is still there, but at least we were able to make this happen. Gabriel, thanks for moderating at home. And again, thank you to all of you. Linda, you're so correct. She said right now they're all bashing each other. It's like small children misbehaving. Correct. And I'm hoping that the negativity is able to subside and we find our way through that. But again, where do you turn for it? That, for me, it's my faith and it's my fitness and it's my family. It's all the F's. Fitness, faith, family, and faith, of course, first. Thank you all so much for tuning in to the show this morning. I greatly appreciate it. Love you all dearly. Remember to take the show, share it with your friends and family members, give them some hope and some inspiration. That's what we all need more of in the world. The greatest thing that you can be in life is kind. God bless you all.